The title is The Road Home, because I think it applies to both the A and the B story. It's a journey for both Mishak, who's the star of the B story, and our unsub. He took the road home back to Cleveland to, take care of business again.
Forgive me, sweetheart. I tried to make it right.
Joe Mantegna is doing the directing, and I was just delighted when I saw that I drew the lucky card, getting Joe, because he really is one of the really good guys in this business.
When I first joined the cast 7 years ago, it was not something I was driven to do right away, because I know what directing is like. I mean, I've directed a feature prior to this, and I know the amount of work and the dedication and how much you have to apply yourself. So I was in no rush to make this happen, but when the time, I guess, seemed right for them and me, I thought, you know what, yeah. And cut.
Cutting, cut.
I'm also a big fan of personalizing our episodes of our show. Because look, we're in it 9 years now. I think our fan base appreciates when we get a little personal with our regulars, with our family of agents. Permission to state the obvious, sir.
Permission denied.
You spent the last of your money to come down here. That's not someone who's throwing in the towel. That's someone who wants another chance. And I thought, since we had done this episode last season that dealt with my past in the military, I thought, if I'm going to direct one, let's continue that storyline. And that excited me, the prospect of being able to do that. I feel those two episodes, the one from last season and this one, kind of go together, and I'm very, very happy how it turned out.
I was curious to do a vigilante story because I like the stories we do here where I can sort of understand why a killer is doing what he's doing. There's great value in just having an out-and-out baddie who just likes to kill people because it's fun, he enjoys it. But for me, I've always been attracted to the stories where you kind of think, yeah, that could be me if I didn't edit myself and if it wasn't against the law.
Jonathan Gries was a tremendous choice because I wanted somebody who wouldn't be the classic villain. He should look like the guy next door. He should look like your Uncle Herb, you know what I mean? But that's part of the tragedy of the episode.
I'm gonna need a lot more than that. Okay.
Our show can often be very graphic, and I'm one of the actual defenders of that. This is the way it is. This is what these people have to deal with. And thank God we have these kinds of law enforcement people on our side combating this stuff. Having said that, in my episode, I made a conscious effort to show no mayhem, no bloodshed. I played it always on the perpetrator.
Whoa! Hey!
I think, in fact, the body count was one of the highest in my episode. But there was very few instances where you actually saw the victim. You just saw it all happening on the face of the man perpetrating the violence. So it was all played on the unsub. And then you just saw the aftermath.
I've been waiting a long time for this.
And I purposely had no blood in the entire episode up until the very last couple of moments. I used about 3 drops that fell onto a photograph, and you didn't even see where it was coming from. To me, that was my homage to Hitchcock and all of those kinds of directors in the past, because it just wasn't de rigueur to be that graphic in what you showed. But yet, we're still effective in creating tension and fear and shock and awe and all those things you look for in telling your story. And since the show is called Criminal Minds, I think it gave us a real good opportunity to explore that aspect of the character. This was not somebody who was programmed toward this kind of lifestyle. This is somebody who was actually living a pretty good, stable, wonderful life. Everything was hunky-dory. Things couldn't be better, and then terrible, terrible things happened. And it totally changed his whole life and changed him. So I find that very interesting. And another reason why I enjoyed doing a script like that.